What's up, guys? Before I get going, just wanted to do a quick shout out. Caffeine and Kilos got this shit for Christmas. Love their shit. Thank you, guys. You don't know me yet, but I'm sure you will in the future. So today, just wanted to talk about a little problem solving. So there's many times where I'm going over a problem in my head, whether it's related to business, even training, relationships. And a lot of times, and you've probably experienced this yourself, when you sit there and you think and think and think about a problem, you don't get anywhere. But then once you go and you stop thinking about it, you finally move on to another activity, something unrelated, and suddenly it just pops up out of nowhere and you fucking figure this shit out. So I've experienced over time, the best way for me to solve a problem is usually forgetting completely about it and going to live. Normally I don't have to consciously make myself go and live because usually I'm training every day anyways. And so once I step into the gym and I start training, it'll just come out of nowhere. I'll have a great idea that'll solve a problem, or some other solution will present itself. But on weeks like this week, when it's kind of a reload, deload week, and don't really need to go to the gym, but I still do just because what else am I gonna fucking do? It's part of who I am. I feel like I need to doing some kind of physical activity just to feel whole in myself. So normally before I got here, I was kind of going over a problem because, I don't have a real job anymore. I've gone off on my own doing this shit full time. And a big thing for me is always have a certain routine that I go through every single day, certain set of actions that I do consistently every single day, no matter what, that will keep the process going no matter what step I'm at. And I could be at a complete standstill, but as long as I'm doing these daily actions, I know that I will continue to move forward no matter where I am. So making these videos is one. Another one that I've been neglecting lately, just due to everything that's been going on, is kind of my education and my reading and my studying, as I've been sharing so much and I haven't been continuing to educate myself, which is something that is very important to me. I may have dropped out of college, but that doesn't mean that I don't highly value education. In fact, I value education so much that I dropped out of college to learn, to experience, and to gain the knowledge that I wanted to gain and that I felt would benefit me in going down the path that I wanted to go down. So, anyways, full circle, when I go to the gym, it's automatically it's just a place where none of my problems exist. I step foot into the gym and all that matters is me and the fucking bars and the dumbbells and any kind of fucking weights, any movement, just exercise. My mind shuts off so that my body can work. And in doing this, all of the things that I were thinking about, that were in the forefront of my consciousness, are now kind of stowed away in the back of my mind, or you can call it the subconscious, where they're still there, but I'm not consciously thinking about them, I'm not focusing on them. And so, you may have heard this analogy before, but I like it a lot. I think I heard it from Elliot Hulse at one point in one of his videos, but I liked it, and through my experience, it has been true to me. Is that when you're when you're consciously thinking about something, when you're consciously focusing, it's like taking a flashlight. The consciousness, the forefront, is really good at focusing in on one thing. So it's like taking a flashlight in a dark room. You can see wherever that flashlight is pointing very, very clearly. It's fully lit up for you to see. But the rest of it, where the flashlight is not pointing, is you can't see it. It's dark. It's absent. So when you're consciously focusing on something, it's like looking around the room with a flashlight. And this is good, but obviously you can see the drawbacks of only having a flashlight. So when you kind of put things back into your subconscious mind, and when you're not focusing on it, it's kind of like flipping on the light switch and turning on the entire room, filling the entire room with light. So now you can see everything. Obviously, you still need to look for it, but the room is fully lit so that whatever you're looking for, you don't have to point at it. It's there, it's fully visible for you to find. And that is like what happens when you put things in your subconscious. When you stop thinking about them, then you turn the light switch on. And then when the thing pops up, because the whole room is lit, then you can focus on it again, and then it comes to the forefront of your consciousness, and then you found it. And this is what I find to be true every time I go to the gym. I stop thinking about the problem, the light switch turns on, and suddenly the problem is solved. It can be hard to do this at times because you feel like you need to just think about it harder and harder, focus on it more and more. Well, all you're doing is making that field of vision smaller and smaller, when what needs to happen is you need to expand it. And the only way to do this is to go and do something unrelated, something where you're not thinking about the problem whatsoever. And I'm sure you've experienced this at one point or another in your life, when you go and do something unrelated and the problem solves itself. So that's it. Before I go on fucking repeating myself like I always like to do, because I feel like talking more is saying more, but that really is not the case, guys. And that's something that I'm working on. I think I've gotten better with the ums and the likes and the fluidity of it. I feel like that part is getting better, but I'm still working on not fucking going in circles and circles and saying what I need to say, how I want to say it, and then being done, whether that is fucking 30 seconds or 30 minutes. Just like when you're in fucking school and they tell you to write a 5-paragraph essay where each fucking paragraph needs to be 5 sentences long, and that's fucking bullshit. And that you're kind of taught this from an early age, where the length of something is more important than what's actually being said. Why say something in 500 pages, what you can say in fucking 5 words, 5 pages? So that's it. When you want to solve a problem, stop thinking about it.